enters it. He becomes like a dummy. There is no development. The spirit ceases to develop. It is uncomfortable for the spirit to be in such a body. The spirit must develop, go forward, produce something, invent something. And here it's jamming consciousness, jamming development, jamming the desire to develop, improve. The spirit cannot be in such a body. It is hard to be in a body that does not develop. That's why there is suicide and all that. The spirit wants to come out.
Wants to leave the body. Yes, it turns out the spirit.
Yes.
Such a body. Yeah.
There is no development of the body. He wants to leave. He does not want to be in such a body.
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable, yes. Must draw, write, count, see the world, see nature, games. There is a lot to play with the child. Especially parents should play. Especially mom should sit, take part in her fantasies, talk about the world, about the stars and everything.
Read fairy tales.
Yes, to read fairy tales so that the child sees that the world is very multifaceted, very interesting, that you can see everything with your own eyes, and not just in the computer. That when you look at the world in the public domain, you exchange energies in it, you fill up. And you fill that being that you look at with admiration. There is an exchange of energies quite alive with nature. Everything that delights a person, it fills a person with it, heals and fills, and makes him spiritually more developed. A person wakes up some interests, some abilities, all this from observation. When a child observes for some reason, some phenomenon of nature or something else, for mom, for dad, for the whole world, when there is a positive observation, a person develops an interest in life, an interest in creating and creating the beautiful that already exists, making the living even better, even more beautiful. It is alive. The bottom is not artificial, it is alive. Thus, there is a replenishment of the soul. The soul is filled, rejoices, develops.
I see. Tell me, please, here is our modern world. Somehow it is difficult to restrict children specifically in obtaining these all the benefits of civilization. Here's how, let's say, parents restrict the same use of the phone, games on consoles, and so on. How is it better to do this so that the wolves are fed and the sheep are safe?
This should be done from the birth of a child, from a very young age.
Teach them.
As soon as the child was born, You already begin to look and change your lifestyle so that the child sees all the positive things that you do. The child is brought up with eyes, examples, your examples. If you do something to a child, say something else. The child does not perceive your words because he saw that you are doing the same thing yourself. Therefore, this upbringing does not play a role, only by his personal example. If you say that the phone is harmful and it is impossible, then you yourself do not talk much on the phone, at least with a child. There is no other way, and it will not work. Just a personal example.
Only by personal example.
Yes. Try to explain from an early age. The child should know everything. He needs to constantly explain what the phone is for, how to use it, at what age it is needed, at what age it is not needed, what it is needed for. And you can do without it in many cases. People just start to have nothing to do with it, sit and dig into the phone, just out of boredom. Just like that, because there are no cases. We need to get in there and dig. Often a child approaches his parents, and the parents dig into the phone. He does not even answer the child's questions.
And so it is.
And the child demands, "What do you want then?" Some kind of test.
Well, yes.
You show him how.
We show by our own example. Yes, it's terrible, really.
That's all.
That was my next question. What are social networks and how do they affect a person? It turns out that social networks take away parental attention. Yes.
Of course.
Children grow up on their own.
Yes.
They look at their parents. Yes.
Yes.
And so it is.
Everyone has transferred control to other hands.
10.
No war is needed here. A long time ago in the management of man.
Yes, everything is already captured. Captured us.
Manages your phones, your gadgets, your laptops, and so on. Management has long been transferred to the dark forces.
And so it is.
Yes.
Yes. And the final question. Whose shadow falls on the moon?
Another space object.
You, of course, well done, answered very specifically. What object? Not the Earth.
No.
Which one? Can you tell me? Or classified information?
No, this information is closed. You don't need it yet.
Not needed. You can continue to sleep peacefully, right?